Have you ever just looked around and wondered what separates the people who are thriving from those who are just struggling? Or the ones who are always healthy from those who are always sick? Well, today we're going to explore a really powerful idea that the key to everything you want isn't out there somewhere, it's actually hidden deep inside your own mind. We all ask ourselves these huge questions when we look at the world. And it seems like the same ones keep popping up over and over again, usually about success, money, and health. I mean, you see it all the time, right? One person just seems to have that magic touch, and everything they do turns to gold. Meanwhile, someone else, who's just as smart and talented, can't seem to catch a break. So what gives? What's the secret ingredient? And then there's the money thing. Some people are just like magnets for it, building fortunes, while others work their fingers to the bone and barely scrape by. It doesn't always seem to add up, does it? And maybe the most important one of all is our health. Why is one person bursting with energy while another is constantly battling some illness? Well, what if I told you that the answer to all of these big, tricky questions actually lies in the very same place? And yeah, that place is your very own mind. But, and this is a huge but, it's not the part of your mind you're consciously aware of. The real key, the secret to the whole thing, is understanding that your mind is really split into two very different parts. So on one side, you've got your conscious mind. This is your logical, reasoning brain, the part that analyzes things and makes decisions based on what your five senses are telling you. But then you have the subconscious. And this part is a totally different beast. It doesn't reason or argue, it just accepts what it's told and gets to work. Now here's where things get really fascinating. Most of us go through our entire lives operating with just our conscious mind, but that's only about 10% of our actual mental power. The other 90%, the real powerhouse, the supercomputer, is all humming away down in the subconscious. And this is the perfect way to think about it. Your conscious mind is the captain on the bridge. It decides the destination and gives the orders. But the subconscious mind, that's the entire ship, the massive engines, the crew, all the momentum. It's the part that actually does the work and carries out the orders, no questions asked. It has all the power to get you where you want to go. So this is the crucial part. When the captain and the ship are aligned, when they're working together, you become like a piece of iron that's been magnetized. You're filled with this incredible confidence and power to achieve things that would normally seem impossible. But without that alignment, you're just an unmagnetized piece of iron, weak and filled with doubt. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we get the captain and the ship on the same page? How do we start programming this incredible supercomputer for the success we want? Let's get into the practical how-to stuff. It all kicks off with something called habitual thinking. See, the thoughts you play on a loop day after day, they aren't just harmless little ideas. They are literally carving pathways in your brain, like water carving a canyon. In a very, very real way, your dominant thoughts are the architects of the reality you experience. The whole process can actually be boiled down to a pretty simple 3-step formula. First, you have to ask, and you got to be crystal clear about what you want, no vague wishes. Second, you have to believe. You have to feel it in your bones as if you already have it. That feeling is the only language your subconscious speaks. And when you do that, the third step is inevitable. You receive it. Now listen up, because timing is everything. There are 2 golden windows of opportunity every single day to do this. In those 5 minutes right before you fall asleep, and the few minutes right after you wake up. The barrier between your conscious and subconscious minds is at its absolute thinnest. That's when your mind is wide open and most receptive to new instructions. So here's a super simple routine you can try tonight. First, get really clear and just write down your goal. Second, record yourself saying that goal, but say it as if it's already true. That's your affirmation. Then, as you're drifting off to sleep, just listen to that recording. And while you listen, this is the most important part, deeply visualize the end result. Feel what it feels like to have already achieved it. I know this might sound almost too simple, but the results can be, well, nothing short of miraculous. Let's look at a powerful, real-life story of this exact principle in action. This is Morris Goodman. After a horrific plane crash, his body was just completely shattered. The doctors gave him zero hope. They told him he'd live the rest of his life as a vegetable, unable to do anything for himself. And just to put that in perspective, he had 103 broken bones. His spine was crushed, his diaphragm destroyed. Medically speaking, recovery wasn't just unlikely, it was impossible. But Goodman completely refused to accept that reality. He focused every ounce of his conscious mind on giving one single, powerful order to his subconscious. Day and night, this was the only thought he allowed himself to have. And the result? Just 8 months later, Morris Goodman did exactly what he had programmed his mind to do. He walked out of that hospital on his own 2 feet. He's a living, breathing testament to the miracle-working power that we all have locked away inside of us. So, that's an incredible story about achieving one specific goal. But how do we apply this same awesome power to build not just one outcome, but an entire life of success and happiness? Well, it seems to come down to 3 fundamental rules. First, find the work that you love so much you'd honestly do it for free. Second, specialize. Become an absolute master in that one field. And third, and this one is so important, make sure your goal isn't just about you. Make sure your success contributes to the world in some way. And so many of us have a mental block when it comes to money. We have this idea that it's somehow bad or evil. But really, you should think of it like electricity. It's a neutral tool. You can use electricity to light up a hospital, or you can use it for something awful. The tool itself isn't good or bad. It's how you use it. Don't let a faulty belief block its flow to you. So if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your inner world of thoughts and feelings literally creates your outer world of experience. It's a direct reflection. What you hold on the inside is the creative force that shapes every single part of your life on the outside. So think of your subconscious mind like a giant treasure house filled with anything you could possibly imagine. And you've just been handed the key. You've been shown exactly how the lock works. The only question left now is, what treasure are you going to unlock first?